Carlos Nelson with Cascade Sports. We're here at Hogan Prep, home of the Mighty Rams. We're here at their practice. Who do we have here?
I'm Bruce Hensel, an assistant coach in the varsity squad.
Hey, Coach, tell our audience a little bit about yourself, how long you've been coaching.
Oh, I've been coaching basketball. I guess this would be my 9th year at the high school level. I've been at Hogan 15 years. I coached the girls program for my first 6 years here. Second year helping Coach Heitman out with the varsity, and I coached at St. Teresa's for a year before I started at Hogan.
You coach girls at St. Teresa's?
I had the freshman B girls.
All right. So, how do you feel this season is going?
Really solid. So I know that last year was a big improvement over the prior year, and this past summer kids just did really well. We went 21-0, taking down a couple really good squads from the prior year. Of course, summer ball is summer ball. It's not the regular season.
Let's talk about summer ball a little bit. What's the difference, do you think, in like the AAU and the summer ball versus the high school?
Well, yeah, I was really thinking just about high school summer ball as
Right.
well, and that's just, I mean, you know, you can put up a good record and it counts and stuff, but it's just not the same, right? It's not the big stage. The teams probably aren't necessarily as intense as they'd be during the regular season, so it's much better going 21-0 in the regular season than during the the June summer month.
So tell me this: did all your players participate in summer ball? Most of your key players and everything.
We had probably 13 out of 14. Just one or two that had some other commitments that didn't play with.
Right. Some of them have to work and do.
Yeah, we work around that.
All right. Tell me this: how important do you think that summer program has contributed to you getting off to a good season?
Oh, really important. Particularly, we've got a couple freshmen playing in the varsity this year. We had 4 or 5 freshmen playing in the varsity last year, and so, the kids, we knew they were pretty good, talking to their middle school coaches and stuff, and so we gave them a chance to show what they had in the summer, and obviously learn a little bit about the system we run.
Do you think that rubbed off on the kids that they, like this summer, that they see that playing in that summer program can be instrumental in getting you in the right frame of mind and getting off to a good start?
I can't imagine that they don't recognize that you earn your spot. Really, in the summer, it goes a long way towards earning your spot in the varsity. You have such a short time to get ready for the season between when you can have official practices and when it starts in the fall.
Where do you all practice at in the summer?
In the summer, well, we don't practice much. Probably we'll have a couple practices here at Hogan, but you tend to play. We were busy. We were in 2 varsity leagues and 1 JV league, so 3 nights a week.
You go over there to Rockhurst by any chance and play in their league?
We played in the varsity league at Rockhurst, and we played.
What kind of competition was there?
It was good for us. Bishop Miege, which is one of our regular season opponents, probably indicative of one of the better squads, but we have a really tough schedule too. I mean, for a Class 3 school, we play up, and so it was pretty typical of the types of teams we play during the regular season.
So, you're getting ready to, well, let's talk about that High V tournament a little bit. Who did y'all go through?
Well, High V tournament's just a one and done. We played Shawnee Mission East.
What you think about that game?
It was good. I think our best efforts have been our last 3 outings.
And who were they against?
We beat Liberty in the semifinal of the Leavenworth tournament. Good squad.
Yeah,
they came back and beat Shawnee Mission South by 20, within a week later.
Yeah, people have been talking about Liberty and Liberty North.
Yeah, we played a solid game there, I thought. Then we played solid against Ray South. We won the championship of the Leavenworth tournament.
What were they looking like, Ray South?
Solid, maybe not quite as strong as last year, but solid opponent. Definitely got to respect. And then of course Shawnee Mission East and the High V shootout. I think all 3 of those games. We're not where we need to be at the end of the season, but
you building.
Oh yeah, definitely room to improve in some areas, but much better than our first what would it be, 5 outings of the year.
Tell me this: do you think your team are they looking over here versus we taking this one step at a time, one game at a time?
Probably a little of both. I mean, we try to keep them focused on the next opponent ahead, but we know our district's loaded, and we keep that in front of the kids too, right?
How many more games do you have
Oh, gosh,
Approximately.
probably 16, something like that.
You got 16 more games?
Probably. 8 behind us. I think we played 24 with the 3 tournaments.
All right. What do you think your odds are on win-loss on, let's say, 16 games right now? Or who do you think is going to give you the most trouble as it stands right now?
Oh, a lot of good opponents. I'm not sure.
For our audience to know who's who. You've been talking about Barstow.
Yeah,
You know.
I think Miege is going to be a nice game for us. I think second week in January. That's our first game after the break. We'll have more games under our belt than they will at that point in time. And we played them twice in the summer, so we know they've got good athletes and very, very well coached. Barstow obviously is a big
And
team.
Barstow has lost 2 already this season.
They've got good players.
Hold on. We know, and so that even makes it double hard when they've had them losses and they know they can't afford to lose, and y'all are trying to keep your win streak alive. What do you think you need to do to prepare for a team like that, or just do what you're doing?
I think we really do what we're doing. One of our big advantages is we're just so deep. We're blessed with a lot of athletes. We can go 14, 15 deep, and we've got 3 or 4 kids that are kind of standouts on the starting lineup. But I'll tell you what, when we start subbing and going deep in the bench, we just don't drop off that much.
Do you run these teams?
We run. Yeah, Coach Heitman likes to say a lot of times our strategy would be to turn the game into a track meet. And I mean, you can see
If you're not in shape, you don't want to play Hogan.
You don't, no. If you don't have really good guards that can control the ball, will be a challenge for you. We'll be pressuring you.
I've asked the kids this. I'm asking you on a 1 to 10, what kind of defensive team you got?
Right now, I'd say we're about an 8, with the ability to get to 10. Just some fundamentals that we could do consistently across the lineup a little bit better, blocking out consistently. But
how would you categorize your offense? Running gun? Do you set up or combination?
A lot of transition. I mean, that comes with the turf, with playing a lot of full court pressure. We've got a handful of sets, a handful of different motion offenses, depending on the defensive scheme. But really, we're blessed with having so many good athletes that can individually get to the basket and make things happen or break the defense down.
Do your players have the temperament and the ability and the patience when you go in your sets to really work them properly?
They do, yeah. Yeah, we can work. We don't always execute as the set's designed. Sometimes that's good, sometimes it's bad.
Right.
I mean, sometimes it's really good. They take advantage of things the defense has given them, appropriate so, and sometimes it's a little bit of lack of discipline. A little bit of room for improvement there, I think.
On a 1 to 10, how do you feel your team discipline is?
I'd give us about an 8 again.
About an 8?
Yeah.
You working on that?
Yep.
Hey, Coach, what do you see the biggest obstacle to y'all going to state? And I know that's down the road, but planning, what do you think you need to improve on the most right now?
Probably.
Because you've been around and you know what it takes to get the long haul.
Yeah, some of the things you talked about, doing a couple little things to make our defense a little bit more consistent, get to the 10, make our execution go from 8 to a 10, and really get to the point where I think we're going to want to put ourselves in a position where we can dictate the type of game that's played. You know.
Oh, that's big when
That's
you can dictate how they play you and what they do. They're reacting off.
Yeah, and with
our
quickness and depth, we obviously want up tempo, and we want to force the opponent into that type of game.
Coach, would you like to give a shout out?
Shout out to my better half.
All right, well that's what's up. Hey, Coach, we look forward to covering more of Hogan's games and season, and we look forward to having you back on the show.
Thanks, we appreciate your support.
All right.
I'm IFBB Bikini Pro Cat Williams, and when I'm not working out in the gym, I'm searching the web on Cascade Media and What's Up Kansas City. So make sure you check them out.